If you're building a healthcare app and want epic integration, you must go through App Orchard. But most teams underestimate the approval complexity, the actual timeline, and the required certifications. Today, we cover the Epic App Orchard approval process, real-world timelines, common rejection reasons, and true costs so your team moves through this ecosystem with discipline, not surprises. My name is Marty. At OSP, we take vendors from submission to production without the stalls and restarts that slow most teams down. Epic App Orchard is Epic's official developer ecosystem, the standard pathway for marketplace distribution and production-level Epic App Orchard app integration inside live health systems. It runs on two API frameworks. 1. Epic FHIR integration built on FHIR R4 for patient-facing and interoperability use cases. And 2. Epic Interconnect APIs for deeper backend workflows when Epic API access via FHIR alone is insufficient. Both require sandbox access, OAuth authentication, strict logging, and full compliance before production approval is granted. Vendor governance is central to the Epic Developer Program. Understanding that early changes everything. Now let's go through the approval process step by step. Step 1. Join App Orchard. Company registration, NDA execution, legal agreements, and membership fees are the first real line item in the true cost of Epic App Orchard integration. Once complete, you receive developer sandbox access and test environment credentials, including mock patient data for realistic validation testing. Epic evaluates domain maturity and whether your data access request is genuinely justified. Vendors who cannot clearly articulate their use case stall here often without understanding why. Step 2. Build using Epic APIs. Architectural decisions made here determine everything downstream, whether we're talking about Epic FHIR integration services for modern interoperability use cases or Epic Interconnect APIs for enterprise workflow depth. The OAuth 2.0 flow consists of two critical endpoints, an authorization endpoint and a token endpoint. Both must be implemented correctly and tested against Epic's sandbox before governance review begins. Only secured redirect URIs are permitted in production environments. Step 3 is internal testing. Epic expects performance testing under realistic load, workflow alignment against actual clinical use cases, comprehensive error handling, and scalability readiness. This is the phase where architectural shortcuts made in Step 2 become visible, and fixing them costs 3 times as much as designing them correctly from the start. Step 4 is App Validation Review. This is where most Epic App Orchard certifications are won or lost. Epic evaluates clinical safety, UX and workflow disruption risk, security compliance, and data governance. What data your Epic App Orchard API integration accesses, how it is used, and how long it is retained. Patient consent flow behavior is also reviewed. Epic expects authorization requests to be clear, honest, and clinically appropriate. Step 5 is certification and marketplace listing. By now, we are production readiness confirmed. Client onboarding readiness verified that health systems need a deployment playbook they can actually follow. Support model requirements were met. Now that these 3 things are confirmed, Epic App Orchard certification is granted and your solution becomes visible inside the Epic interoperability ecosystem. Let's walk through the timeline, rejection reasons, and costs. Simple, well-prepared applications move through in 3 to 6 months. Complex enterprise workflows take 6 to 12 months, driven by integration complexity, use case risk, and Epic coordination cycles. Most common reasons for rejection are poor workflow alignment, weak error handling, security gaps, unrealistic use cases, and limited clinical value. Vendors who scope only development underestimate total investment by 40 to 60% and face unplanned spend precisely when it hurts the most. So let's talk about the best practices for faster approval. Start with a FHIR-first strategy. Engage Epic early in the sandbox, not in governance review. Align workflows with clinicians before development begins. Focus on one strong, well-scoped use case. Invest in governance documentation upfront. So why OSP? At OSP, we deliver Epic App Orchard onboarding support, Epic FHIR integration services, governance documentation, and full post-certification operating model design with a single accountable owner on every engagement. Visit osplabs.com to schedule a technical consultation and see exactly where your Epic App Orchard integration strategy stands. I'm Marty. Thank you for watching.